कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंद यमुना तीर बनचारी जमुना जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 जय प्रभुपद श्रील प्रभुपद श्रील प्रभुपद जय प्रभु हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि जय ओम विष्णुपाद प्रमहंस परिव्राज काचार्य अष्टोत्तर डिवाइन गेशल अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद प्रमहंस परिव्राज काचार्य अष्टोत्तर डिवाइन गेशल भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर के प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवा सदिगौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंडगिरी गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की श्रीमती तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की गंगा जमुना माई की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरिनाम संकीर्तन की ऑल ग्लोरीज द assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glory, all Guru Granth ki jai. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 32, and text today we will read 8. Please repeat after me. द्विप्रार्धावधानेयः प्रलयो ब्रह्मणस्तुते तावध्यासते लोकं परस्य परचिन्तकः। द्विपरार्धावसाने यः प्रलयो ब्रह्मणस्तुते तावध्यासते लोकं परस्य परचिन्तकः द्विपरार्धावसाने यः प्रलयो ब्रह्मणस्तु ते तावध्यासते लोकं परस्य परचिन्तकः। द्विपरार्धा, टू परार्धाज, अवसाने, at the end of, यह, which, प्रलयः, death, ब्रह्मणः, of Lord Brahma, tu, indeed, te, they, tavat, so long, adhyasate, dwell, lokam, on the planet, parasya, of the supreme, parachintakaha, thinking of the supreme personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Worshipper of Hiranyagarbha, expansion of the personality of Godhead remain within this material world until the end of two parardhas, when Lord Brahma also dies. Purport. One dissolution is at the end of Brahma's death, and one is at the end of Brahma's life. Brahma dies at the end of the two parardhas, at which time the entire material universe is dissolved. Persons who are worshipper of Hiranyagarbha, the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, don't directly approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vaikuntha. They remain within this universe on Satyalok or other higher planets until the end of the life of Brahma. Then with Brahma they are elevated to the spiritual kingdom. The word parasya parah chintakah means always thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or being always Krishna conscious. When we speak of Krishna, this refers to the complete category of Vishnu Tattva. Krishna includes the three Purusha incarnations, namely Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu and Kshirodakshai Vishnu, as well as all the incarnations taken together. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Ramadimurtushu Kala Niyamena Tishtan. Lord Krishna is personally situated with his many expansions such as Ram, Nrsimha, Vaman, Madhusudan, Vishnu and Narayan. He exists with his plenary portion and the portion of the plenary portions, and each of them is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Parasya Parachintaka means those who are fully Krishna conscious. Such person enter directly into the kingdom of God, the Vaikuntha planets, or if they are worshipper of the plenary portion, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, they remain within this universe until its dissolution, and after that they enter. So, in this verse, Lord Kapil Dev explains of this whole purpose. Srila Prabhupada writes that especially about Sakam Bhakta devotee. Though Sakam devotee, they worship the Krishna and they do get blessings, mercy, but a Sakam Bhakta do not immediately becomes fit to return by Vaikuntha planet. Directly, especially worshipper of any expansion of Krishna, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu, they don't directly enter, they don't immediately directly enter by Vaikuntha planet, rather they elevate them, they go to the Satya Lok, planet of Brahma or other higher planetary system, and towards the end of complete dissolution of whole creation, Brahma casts his body and Brahma enters a spiritual planet, and with Brahma all other devotees who has worshipped Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu or any expansion of Vishnu, Krishna, they enter there. So immediately, a Sakam Bhakta don't immediately becomes fit to return by Vaikuntha planet. This is fact. And then comes that description is Krishna is te chance Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. In this purport, Prabhupada talks about Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is inclusive of all incarnation, all forms of God. So, this section of this part of Srimad Bhagavatam, Mukti, talks about Mukti. What is the Mukti? How entering the spiritual planet. You know, Lord Brahmaji has given a very simple and other formula also. How we become liberated. So, you know, the very celebrated pastime, one day, along with cowherd boys, Krishna was herding calf, not cow, small baby cow. That time merely he was 5 years old, Krishna age was there, in our calculation 5 years old. So he was herding the cow, and one day he delivered Aghasur, the demon who came in the form of a snake serpent. He was delivered, and then after delivering Aghasura, Krishna, of course at that particular day, Balram was, he stayed behind it, Nandakam. He was not there in this pastime. And then the Krishna, along with the cowherd friends, boys, went on the bank of Jamuna, on the center of Jamuna, and they were relishing, they are displaying the pastime of eating, they are taking prasad, food. At that time, Brahmaji also came to see that beautiful pastime. And what happened, they gave one point. Boys were eating, sitting right on the, next to the water of Jamuna river, on the sand of Jamuna, and the calf, they become allured, attracted by green grass, and they entered in the deep, dense forest. They are no more visible. Boys could not see their calf. And then they would become very much agitated. And the Krishna personally said, you don't be disturbed, and same time you don't interrupt your eating. You continue eating. I am going, I will search, I will bring all the calf here. So when the calf, baby cows were out in the forest, in order Brahma wanted to test the potency, wanted to understand the potency of Krishna. For that reason, Brahmaji took away all the calf, and he put in a secluded place. And the Krishna was searching for calf, but he could not find out. Meanwhile, when Brahma got opportunity, because Krishna was not there, and all the boys, cowherd boys, were eating, sitting on the bank of Jamuna, Brahmaji took away all the boys, cowherd boys as well, and put in the secluded place. So no more calf and no more cowherd boy. Krishna alone, what to do? Krishna understood this is the trick of Brahma. So in order to please Brahma as well as all the Brajavasi, especially elderly gopis, so Krishna manifested in all calf and all cowherd boys. And this Leela, for continuous 1 year, every single calf and every single cowherd boy, it was none other than Krishna himself. So in brief, towards the end of the year, 1 year this pastime, every single day this happened. And calf and cowherd boys, they were in the custody of Brahma in the cave, a secluded place. So Brahma, one point, Brahma understand that the Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he came, and Brahmaji had offered a very nice prayer for Krishna. And in one prayer, Brahmaji talks about liberation. Tatte nukampam susumikshamadah bhunjan evatma kritam vipakam hridvag vapurabhir vidadhan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadaya bhag. Mukti pad, liberation. Who can very easily tatte nukampa? If a devotee especially is put in the disturbing condition, distress condition, put in such a awkward position, condition, so at that time he thinks, he considered it that distress, suffering, he considered that it is the gift of Krishna, or blessings of Krishna, or sometimes blessings, benediction of Krishna. Distress, distress vipatti comes in our direction, devotee direction. He thinks that, he considered that it is a gift of Krishna, it is a blessings of Krishna, it is mercy of Krishna, and it is benediction of Krishna. And he always, in all circumstances, he sees everywhere the mercy, anukampa, kripa. Tatte anukampam susamikshamaɗo bhunjan evatma kritam vipakam. He endures, he tolerates all suffering, distress, thinking that atma kritam vipakam. Since I have committed sinful activities, sinful karma, so I am suffering. But I deserve much more than this. It is completely minimized by Krishna. I was supposed to suffer a lot, like a mountain type of variety of suffering, but Krishna gave me very small. Tatte nukampam susamikshamaɗo bhunjan evatma kritam vipakam. The devotee becomes even more serious about execution of devotional service when he is put in difficult position. So his seriousness increase more and more. Hridavag vapurvir vidadhan namaste jive tayo. He tolerates, endures all the difficulties, and always he hridavag vapurvi, by heart, by body, words, and his body, he executes devotional service, especially namaste. He offer obeisances in front of deity, heart, word, and his body. Jiveto, if one lives in this disposition of mind, the devotee, if one who lives in such disposition of mind, that person is the most eligible candidate for promotion to the spiritual planet. That is called Brahma says, Yo mukti padesh daibhak. The father, a heir or son, inherits the inheritance of his father automatically without making any extra endeavor. His son inherits inheritance of his father. Similarly, that person, if he lives, a devotee lives in this disposition of mind, then he becomes a fit candidate. He is the most eligible candidate to for promotion to the spiritual planet. He enters the spiritual planet. So, if any difficulty comes, then he becomes more serious, and even the hardship of this material body thinks that this is blessings of Krishna, benediction of Krishna, mercy of Krishna. So, if anyone in like a what we say inheritance, dai bhag, automatic is and also in Vedic literature, in Bhagavatam itself, what exactly means? Mukti hitva anetha rupam swarupena vyavastiti. Mukti, liberation, means when in this conditioned life we identify ourselves with this body and anything related to the body, we identify. The day we this ignorance is removed and we identify ourselves as the servant of Krishna. Jive Swarup hai Krishna Nityada. When we start identifying ourselves as the servant of Krishna, and then we engage ourselves in devotional service of Krishna, and then iha yasya harer dasya karmada manasa gira nikhilasu api avasthasu jivan muktah sauchate. Rupa Goswami described iha yasya harer dasya karmada manasa gira. If anyone first he identify himself as the servant of Krishna and he engage in devotional service, karmada by karma, by body, manasa by mind, and gira means by what? So nikhilasu api avasthasu, he may be situated in any material condition. That person should be considered jivan mukta. Nikhilasu api avasthasu, while he remaining in this material body, material circumstances, and even so-called material activities, but he has taken a firm decision that today onward, now and onward, I will engage my all energy, every single ounce of my energy I will engage, devote in the service of Krishna, then nikhilasu api avasthasu. His physical, his mental, his economic, his political, whatsoever sthiti, jivan mukta. While living in this material situation, this material world, he is jivan mukta, liberated person. So mukti starts from it. But one point also came. When they are living into quitting this conditional, gross and subtle material body, and he gets original spiritual body, real original spiritual body, and that time he enters in the spiritual planet. So here in this particular verse description that they are also liberated, no doubt. Even Sakam Bhakta, if he engage in devotional service, he is liberated, no doubt. In liberated state, he went to a spiritual other planet like Satyalok there, and he has to remain up to the final dissolution, final pralaya. Every single day of Brahma there is partial pralaya, dissolution. And towards the end of Brahma lifetime, Sahastra Yug Paryantam Brahmano Satyug Treta Dwapar Kali. One Mahaj, when he repeats 100 times, that is duration of Brahma 12 hours, 1 day. Similarly, night, means 4,320,000 years. Multiplied by 2 and again multiplied by 1,000. That is duration of Brahma 1 day, 12 hours. 4,320,000. You multiply by 2 and again multiply by 1,000. This is duration of Brahma 1 day, and then for 100 years again we have to multiply by this is. So if anybody Dvipararth means here body, Dvipararth means this time duration of. So if anybody worship other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, especially Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, Kshirodak Sai Vishnu, Karnodak Sai Vishnu, he will be liberated, no doubt. Same moment. After quitting this body, material earthly body, he enters in the Satyalok, Brahma, and remaining years of Brahma life, he enjoy, relish the sweetness of bhakti, engage in continuous bhakti, and towards the end, then he gets original spiritual. He quits this condition, body, subtle and gross body, material body, and he enters, he gets a spiritual body, original. Every single living entity, we have our spiritual body also. That body is revealed, and this spiritual body enters in kingdom of God and spiritual planet. So Dviprardhavasane, after Dviprardha, and the duration of Brahma's life, Brahma also cast off his body. I don't know how to explain. Like Brahma is not like us, we die, body remains here, cast off, like he throws it, cast off, that is what body is, just cast off his body. Means he gives off the body and it has no any other existence, and the same, his original body is revealed, manifested. So in brief, this is the description in this particular part of and also, and Brahma is the highest authority. One point Brahma has talked about himself. न भारती में अंग मृषोपलक्षते न मे क्वचित में मनसो मृषागति न मे हिर्षि काणि पतंत्य असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कंठवता भृतो हरि. He addressing to Naradji, my dear son, my dear disciple Narad, my tongue can never speak a lie. Such a and my speech can never go towards the falsehood. Means a lie, falsehood cannot emanate from my lips, can't go out from me. And my senses, they can't derive any pleasure out of pure devotional service. My senses always, only my senses go in the within the jurisdiction of pure devotional service, pure devotional activities only. Why? Because with all honesty, seriousness, I have hold the lotus feet of Krishna. That is reason why. So whatever Brahma say, Brahma says that Padesha Daya Bhak. Daya Bhak we say naturally a hair gets his inheritance automatically without any extra advantage. It comes in his direction. Simply mukti will come in the direction of devotee who engage completely with hridavag bachobhi, with the heart, with mind, with body and words. If you engage in devotional service, then mukti itself will come in his direction. One place description is that mukti, liberation, comes in front of a devotee with folding hand, she requesting, please accept me, please accept me. So this is the position of Brahma, and this Dviprardha avasana, towards the end of Dviprardha, when final pralay takes place, Mahapralay, up to that point, a devotee who has worshipped nicely, very nice, follow all the regulatory principles, but for Sakam, he wants some reward for devotional service, okay, you can get, but you have to remain for time being in the Satyalok, and after that the devotee comes in the spiritual planet. So I think, okay, go ahead. And
thank you, Maharaj. You were quoting that verse, Tatenu Kampam, several times and kind of explaining about it. So in the Nectar of Devotion, okay, chapter 10, that techniques for hearing and memorizing, Prabhupada refers to that verse, and he says it should be the guide for all devotees. And in his explanation of it, he says that the devotees are suffering reactions to past sinful activities. He said if you have no reactions to past activities, you don't get a material body. So that is a very clear explanation. In the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 14, text 8, I don't know if that's Prabhupada's purport or not. Whoever wrote that purport referred to, I believe it was Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and gave a different explanation. It said the devotee is not actually suffering reactions to their past karma. It appears like that, but these are what the devotee experiences is reactions that are engineered or designed by Krishna directly to rectify the devotee's mentality. You know, because they still have like some maybe vestige of an enjoying mentality. So that's that explanation. So it seems like there's two different explanations. Then of course in the Brahma Samhita there's that verse, Karmani Nidrahati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam, where Krishna can adjust. So I'd like to know, are both correct? Is one correct and not the other? Is it a hybrid? How does it work?
Here this is disposition of mental disposition of devotee. He thinks, I have committed. Though no question of any devotee. Karmadi nirdhatu kintucha bhakti bhaja. Brahma talk about how it starts beginning. Yastvendra gopa mathavendra mahosa karma baddha narupa phala bhajanama tanoti karmadi nirdhatu kintucha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tam. Every single living entity down to the ant up to the Indra, karma, they suffer or enjoy due to their own personal karma. Yastvendra Gop, Indra Gop, a very small insect, him and up to the Indra, they are suffering their own. We can't put anyone other responsibility. Whatever we are suffering, this is our own personal individual kamai. We have earned that, we have done. So about this verse, Brahmaji talking that, he is not talking that devotee has committed sins and he is suffering. He says, whatever difficulty comes in his direction, he thinks that it is a special, extraordinary, a special mercy of Krishna. So Brahma is not talking that he is suffering due to his own karma. It is like mansika sthiti, his disposition, he thinks like that. I have committed. And not only Brahma is talking that he thinks that I deserve more than that. I should suffer like mountain type, but I am suffering this much only. This is mercy. So this is what we say, Daya Bhak. Daya Bhak, inheritance. This word is okay. Father property. His son just he need to remain there next to the father. As soon as father would die, all his inheritance will come automatically in his direction. So mukti will come. Simply maintaining this attitude, Maintaining suffering, considering as the mercy, benediction, or blessing of Krishna. So here Brahmaji is talking about mental disposition of a devotee, how devotee think about distress. We sometimes, or most of the time, we blame other people because he has inflicted misery upon me, he has done politics for me, I am suffering due to his. But devotee, it is, and endures, tolerates. And also one point Prabhupada talks that even sometimes when vipatti, distress comes in devotee, he becomes more serious, more honest in execution of devotional service. So this distress increases our sincerity. So in that sense it is really it is blessing. That reason, vipada santu nah saraswat tatra tatra jagat guru. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is first prayer any devotee has offered to get, it is Kunti Devi. Beginning, first this is prayer. First Astuti in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kunti Devi, vipada santu nah saraswat tatra tatra jagat guru. My dear Krishna, you arrange vipatti, distress for us. Note that Kunti Devi had not seen the dimension of suffering. Whole day from very beginning of her childhood she was suffering. When he was merely child, he gave birth of a child, Karna, before marriage. This was completely embarrassing situation for Kunti Devi. Raised in the Vedic tradition, she gave birth of a child before her marriage. This was such a anguish in her mind, she never forgot. After some time, her husband died. She became widow. And then another point, he has 5 children. Whole the royal family was enemy of those. They wanted to kill that, destroy the 5 children. Her daughter-in-law, she was insulted right in front of assembly hall of Hastinapur. That was a grief. Their son lost all the kingdom. They were banished. They were living in the forest. So every time it was such a distress. Whole since very beginning of life she was in distress. Still, today when Krishna was departing from the Hastinapur, he was going to Dwarika. And Kunti Devi said, my dear Krishna, what good is this opulence? Now I am Rajmata, mother of the king, Yudhishthira. My son is king. But what good is there? I am losing you, you are going away. When there was distress, vipatti was there, you are with us. I have to cost this prosperity, this kingdom that I am losing you. Better, vipatti should be in my direction. In that case, you will be with us. Vipada santu nah saraswat tatra tatra jagat guru. So vipatti, Kunti Devi asking that my dear Krishna, please manage such a way that I should be always remain in distress condition. What it will benefit her? Because any distress comes in my direction, you come directly, run from Dwarika and come our country. And today I am such poor person, everything in our country, and you are living. What good is this kingdom becoming mother Rajmata? What is mother of the king, mother of the kingdom? Better vipada. So devotee here, tatte nukampam susumikshamaaro. Anukampa means mercy. Distress comes in his direction, then he thinks, oh, very nice. Krishna is now extremely merciful upon him. However, sometimes it becomes difficult for us to digest, but really the that caliber of devotee who have developed Krishna bhakti, for them, they have different mental disposition. They are a separate type of personality. Okay.
Maharaj, for a devotee who is not at that level of Queen Kunti status, for many of us just practicing bhakti, a lot of times Kami Mishra bhakti, mixed bhakti. So we might sometimes, maybe myself, pray to Krishna, relieve this pain or this suffering. So that means, okay, Krishna can relieve you from that suffering, but it was not pure bhakti. It was just like, my body is giving me trouble, please remove this or this problem, remove this. And you might say, so I can continue doing service. You might add that part. So when that person leaves the body,
Krishna provides distress a devotee in order to enhance his glories. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was put into distress, he was thrown from the kingdom. Yudhishthira Maharaj was glorious before, but he went into the forest and came, his glories, his effulgence, his mahima increased. So Krishna gives distress in order to enhance, increase the glories of a devotee. If we are not up to that point, then Krishna doesn't give. Krishna so mercy, he removes our all distress. If we are asking anything, really from Krishna, akamo sarva kam moksha kam, we asking, our asking help from Krishna, it is not beyond the jurisdiction of pure devotional service. If you are real need, not for luxury, but you are in distress condition, you are praying that my Lord, please help me. If you are really sincerely praying Krishna, this prayer is not out of jurisdiction of pure devotional service. Some we are suffering, some sickness is there. Really we are praying Krishna. Krishna removes. And at the same time, this type of prayer, it is not outside, out of jurisdiction of pure devotion. Like Torpadi, he was such a distress condition. He asked, he wanted help from Krishna. He prayed, this is not out. Even Gajendra, the elephant, he was in a distress condition. Sudama, he was suffering the pains of the poverty. He went in Dwarika. So this type of, if really seriously we are not for luxury purpose, but simply you are such a distress, we want to remove our, we want to be comfortable. If you are point, this type of prayer is also not the jurisdiction के बाहर नहीं है. That is also it comes within the pure devotional service. चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम जनाः सुकृतनो आर्तो जिज्ञासु अर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ. कृष्ण एप्रिशिएट. कृष्ण के पास कोई मांगने जाते हैं तो कृष्ण खुश होते हैं. He becomes very much pleased. So, but we, our standard, we will not put in distress. Otherwise, if Krishna will inflict misery upon us, we will leave devotional service. Krishna does not want that part. So for us, Krishna destroy karma nirdhatu kintu cha bhakti vihada. If only render devotional service, Krishna removes all his bad karma, removes. We are, our standard is that one. And it, from our standard, this attitude, this disposition of mind is not out of jurisdiction of pure devotional service. Okay, I think this class usually goes up to Srila Prabhupada ki